morning, people kind. Welcome back to Fresh, Slick, and Mick. Episode number 29, Windsor, Ontario's finest modern millennial Brodown. We're here today with a very special guest, my friend, Master Corporal Kirk Cummings.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
What's up? Morning.
How we all doing today, fellas?
Doing good.
All right.
Thanks for having me. Sweet.
We're going to call you Captain Kirk, though, just because your name's Kirk.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Even though you're not a captain.
Yeah.
We can get him a boat. We can give him a nice little boat. He can be a captain.
Oh,
You guys want to buy a boat?
Love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I want to buy a boat just to
Sail away.
sing, I'm on a boat.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the only reason I
we can
would
do
do
that
that.
then.
Flip flops.
Flip-flop socks.
So we got Kirk in here today to give us a little insight on the Canadian military, his own personal journey, tell some fun stories,
Yeah, absolutely.
that sort of thing. I've always been fascinated with the military. I always felt like that was probably the way my life should have gone. And so it was really cool getting to work with you because you had lots of insider insights for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's for me there was it wasn't really an option. My dad kind of like put me and my brother, and he's like, "You're doing this." He was like a long distance guidance counselor, and then that was it. If you
A
want
long distance guy. What does that mean? Tell us a little bit of your early years.
I didn't really grow up with my father too much in my life, so we always try to impress him when he came down from up north, and then he would always try to steer us on the right path, make sure we're staying out of trouble. Whatever you guys do, don't get any criminal records. He was in the military, and then he was a prison guard, and then he just wanted us to follow in his footsteps, so he made that link down here with a recruiting center, and then that was it. I didn't even know what infantry was before I got in, and then here we are.
No shit. So
Damn.
he pretty much said, go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go.
Holy shit.
How old were you when you first enlisted?
I was 17 turning 18,
Okay. Young strapping boy.
Yeah.
and that was it. Me and my twin brother, Coy there. So we were always been partners into doing whatever we're doing, like martial arts and wrestling and stuff like that, and comics and video games. So it was good to have somebody like as your twin brother or your brother to know, like, when times get tough, you just look at him and he's going through it too, and then we kind of both look at each other and motivated each other through that.
You guys did everything together? Were you always kind of on that same level?
We always did it, but then when we got into the army didn't like that, so they separated me and Coy. We were never allowed to be together in the same section, so that there was some definitely, what, Coy, no. So he'd be in a different section, and it was like that for years.
Why didn't they like
Damn.
that?
Because we're twins, it was hard for them to say, but
Can like one of you grow a mustache or something?
at that age we couldn't, but then me and him at that age we were come from the villages. Somebody said we had attitude. I don't think so. And then but we
Well, I feel like if you're not immediately following command, you got an attitude problem,
Yeah.
right? So
yeah, so we would always pick up the crap jobs, like they would just
You can fucking swear, man.
all right, my man. So we'd always pick up the fucking shit jobs. Cummings! So that meant both of us. We'll clean the shitters. Both of us show up. Oh, man, here we go. Okay. Just stuff like that. It was...
Was it a harsh change going from where you're from? Like you're from here. You're from Windsor, right?
Yeah. It was a harsh change, and then just getting to understand it, and then you get to learn it pretty quickly when somebody's telling you to shut the fuck up, like, you know what I mean, and you can't say anything back. And you're just like, oh, that hurt. I cleaned everything. You mopped out all the, did kitchen duty. Thought I put all the chairs up, and then when I was trying to explain myself, I got one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, because in the villages you probably didn't take anything from anybody.
No, it was different, and then here you got it. But then there's a reason for that, because years later you're going to be doing something a little bit more serious in definitely more serious environment. So I guess all these little ground training things kind of build you up to know, now the world's telling you to shut the fuck up and get the job done. Now you're like, okay, I get it. It's building steps.
how long was training before the seriousness?
Oh, a
As you
long
put it.
time. So a long time. I'm gonna say like at least.
What was your career path like from?
I've been in for like 22 years now. So the career path, especially from private to corporal, was they're training you hard and making sure that you are representing the Canadian Forces, like without the to the T. So they make sure they're ingraining like discipline, dress, deportment, stuff like that. So they can do their job without always having to micromanage you. So they put all these courses onto you and all this stuff so you can operate. I'm not saying with a limited supervision, but pretty much limited supervision, and then you'll always report to higher with your objective complete.
Did you have an idea how long you were going to be in this for?
No, I did not. And then cool video games come out like Call of Duty and shit, and then SOCOM, and then you're like, oh man, this is kind of cool. Then you start training and seeing different. The more you start training and doing different things and getting put away into those remote areas, you see different soldiers from different areas, like the U.S. and then higher ups. Then you start to see like different soldiers, like some of the special forces. And you're like, who is that? What's that? Like, you know what I mean? And then as young athletic dudes, like everybody, strives to be, you always wanted to be on the cutting edge. You're like, who's that? I like ninjas too, bro. So when you see shit like that, you're like, like that guy. Look at his helmet. Look at his rifle. It's short. Oh my god, is that a suppressor? Like, okay, what and who is that? How do they get there? And then you really start reading books and finding out more and who does what, like snipers, machine gunners, all those things. It's just not. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Have you remained friends with anyone from then?
Oh, absolutely. Tons of countless army friends, and when you make a bond with one of those dudes, it's for life. And you can trust them with everything except your wife. Okay, Is
that real?
Okay, you can trust them with money and all that stuff, but soldiers get down, man. I go with it. I'm not saying everybody, but yeah. Proceed with caution on that one, man. So yeah, it's cool because some of these guys are from different areas, like of Canada, and then you're all put in a barracks, and you have to work together, and it's just it's cool how it works like that. And then at the end of the day, you're like, man, this guy's all the way from Victoria, BC, and this guy's from Saskatchewan, and we're all in the same platoon trying to get the job done. We all speak the same language, and we're Canadians. It's really impressive, and that's one of the reasons why I'm such a proud Canadian. Getting to see that, you're like, man, these guys really. Even if you say, hey, I'm going through a tough time, I need to come out and come see you. He's gonna put you up somewhere pretty good, or do whatever and try to get you back on your feet. It's a brotherhood.
You made a really cool comment there about being a proud Canadian. One of the points I always make, Slick and I have this discussion, is people who say they're proud of where they're from. Like it mostly doesn't mean anything because you just got lucky to be born. But you, on the other hand, have actually done something for your country, so you can actually claim that.
Oh yeah, that too. And going around, like, you seeing the states and understanding the states. If you guys really politically and all that other stuff, geographically, and just looking at the states, you're like, man, don't get me wrong. I love America. I've been a truck driver down there for a long time, seeing stuff. But you gotta love Canada, man. Shouts out to Canada. You got Crown Land. You got all this stuff. You got, what I mean. They really look after their people, their water, their this. They try to minimize infighting. Especially within Canada. Yeah, we have our problems, but there's not like. I hate to say it, as a problem in the States where there's a lot of infighting and you guys turn on the news and see what's going on,
Well, there's been a separation of the people from whether it be ideologically, politically, what have you.
Yeah. Do you think that doesn't exist in Canada, or just less so?
I think it does, but it's a lot less. Like Canada, they want everybody to get along. Like every time, Canadians, they'll say, "Excuse me, sorry," when they know they're in the wrong. Whereas other countries is like, "Huh, what?"
Would you say, in a time of crisis, Canada would be better to come together than the States would? I'm not talking a large crisis. Just let's say Windsor, there's a really bad flood. People kind of come together, and then let's say Detroit side, really bad flood, and everyone just keeps their minds their own.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I would say so. I would say about there's a lot of different more moving parts in the States. You know what I mean? You got I'm not talking. You got to be a little bit more safe and more precautious in the States. People have CCWs for a reason. People, there's different things out there.
What's for those who don't know? What's a CCW?
I was going to ask that.
It's a concealed weapon permit in the States. In some areas in Detroit, as everybody can agree that you would need that.
Yeah.
And they're the license or legal. They can have it in their thing, and that's their Second Amendment, which makes again things a little different between Canada and and then we don't really believe in those things because we try to mitigate those those things.
Yeah.
A little bit out of left field now. Where was the most visually appealing place you were deployed to?
Visually appealing?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty. Was it the villages?
No. No. No, they got some pretty good, but I'd say Florida was cool, but I only got to see like the base and the palm trees on the base and the armadillos running around.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was Florida fucked up then like it's fucked up now?
I just saw it from the military base way out there. It was they got a lot. Like they got fleets and fleets of Hummers that I've never saw before with rock launchers and 50 cal. I think they called it the Avenger variant, and then they got like attack helicopters. It was extremely impressive. Huge, dwarfs anything that I've seen in Canada. America always goes bigger, man. And then when you see, you're like, I can't believe this base is operating like that. And there's we passed one in to get there. We passed one in Tennessee. That was cool, really, really hilly. Other than that, I'd say, yeah, that's probably one of the coolest places I saw. I went to England, saw that. That was London, but expensive for pounds. And we just saw the city, so you know how pounds and conversion rates go. But
Were they just like march you through the streets or something?
No, I was there on a different like a ceremonial guard kind of thing there, so we got to do a lot of cool stuff with their veterans who came back from Iraq and stuff like that. And you know, after being the tip of the spear is mostly America, then you got Canada and then Britain. Britain takes a lot of the brunt in especially any armed conflict around the world, and they definitely they show it. Like it's extremely impressive what they got over there. Those guys are hard as fuck, straight up.
Jeez. Hard as fuck Britons, man.
That's
Yeah,
not surprising though,
No, it's
because they
not.
have all like all of the original special forces and everything.
Dude.
Those are all Britain.
Yeah.
They do
Really,
not-
all the original standing army is all Britain.
they don't fuck around, man. Like that's one powerful nation, and those guys, they're soldiers there, Royal Marines, the army. Those guys are ready to kick ass at any given time for their country, and God, they are very patriotic about it.
Who's more patriotic, Britain or America?
Well, yeah. Well, I would say they're. That's a hard. They both are in their own ways. They got their own different ways of doing. Standing up, being patriotic. But Britain is definitely.
They go hard.
They go hard. You don't want to fuck with
They're a
Britain.
contender.
They're nothing to fuck with.
Britain or the Wu-Tang Clan?
Damn. Britain, they got that money. They got that. They got that Queen money and Harriers and shit.
Queen money and hair.
Yeah, that old money.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Fuck. Damn.
Is impressive, and they conquered most of the armies around the world, and that make them work for them. Look at the Gurkhas, still like that, and they pick up, and this is what made Canada today. Everybody develops their military stuff based off of Britain's footprint in the ground. They're the first ones with, special forces dudes operating in areas that you don't even know about. Like those guys, they send their guys into. From way back, they've been pushing the envelope on clandestine things, using suppressors. Like these guys are cutting edge. Look, they have to fight the Germans, so they never actually had to put the sword down. They've always been holding it. So it's I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Have you've never really officially put the sword down, right?
No, I always keep that thing. That put that. No, I try to. Always
You
keep
can
it.
say it. I know you want to say, I keep that thing on me.
I keep it on me, and it's hard to, especially coming from a background like that and seeing it, like it's something you never want to kind of let go. It's just always there, and then you see it in movies and video games. You're like, man, it's still cool, but sometimes obviously it's not like that as they see it in movies and video games.
Can you watch like military movies, or are you just like, that's fucking stupid? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you can see some of the movies, like they're like some of them, right? But some of them you have to. It's Hollywood. They're trying to sell it, so it like they're like, what is it? Lone Survivor. That's a good one. That was a good one. That's
Yeah, because they had Marcus Luttrell on set that whole time.
Yeah, like that's pretty impressive. There's a lot of good movies out there, and then it just goes to show you how much these guys actually sacrifice. Because once it's not like a 9 to 5. You know you go at 9 o'clock and you're done. No, you're in the theater of war, so you're not putting anything down. You're sleeping it, breathing it, and living it, literally.
Do you ever see The Gray with Liam Neeson?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, so I don't know shit. Like all of my knowledge is completely average about anything, combat guns, everything. But he's like a wolf hunter in the distant north, and their plane crashes, and he finds his gun, but he can't find his ammunition, so he's got a rifle, and he walks up and there's a box, like an open box with a glass top of shotgun shells. It's like, this is the dumbest thing that's ever been in a movie. And like I don't own shotguns, but I know that doesn't go in that gun. Like
no, that's then you can see stuff like that and just depict it and say that those things don't make sense, right? Hollywood tries to glorify things like that. You know,
why do you think they do that though? Like why just do your homework?
Really.
Yeah, do your homework, and then they maybe they think the average consumer is not going to notice those things. Then it's more like filler and that was cool, and then. You know, you kind of catch him like a fish. Just got him hooked, so he's gonna watch it again. Tell his buddies.
True.
Yeah, it's all about money, really.
What do you like to watch?
Stuff like that. I like watching stuff like that. I'm really into right now, like watching like this hunting documentaries, stuff like that. I want to get into hunting, but it's tough. There's obviously not a lot of area around here, but love watching like action movies of any sort. Not too big fan of the horror movies. Kind of crazy. Poltergeist and shit. Yeah, you got me waking up, hearing noises. You know, just stuff like that.
Do you fuck with any zombie stuff?
Yeah, I did. I watched that, and then obviously you're like, oh man, if I was in that scenario, it'd be wild, you know. But then you're fighting a disease. At the end of the day, you're fighting a disease because people are infected, and it's going to be tough. But you know. Would I like to try a virtual reality scenario like that? Yeah, we kick ass and take names. That's it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because everybody talks about what they do in a zombie apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
And so you think like, I'll probably be good. I'll go to Costco and Home Depot. But like, what do you think? Do you think like the average person would be like, hey, you never know, or what?
Dude, that's where a lot of bad things are gonna happen. Everybody's gonna be at like go on the MSR main supply roads. Everybody's going to be going on, you know, just trying to be just jam packed full of just cars. Everybody, where's my grocery stuff? Like, you know what I mean? But at that moment in time, it's about survival. So it ain't waiting. It's primal. It's now it's you know, kill or be killed, and there you go. I'll leave it at that. You can fill in the blanks.
Well, would you say that your training has carried over to today, and/or do you still kind of keep up with those?
Yes, I do. I try to stay current, always asking questions. Definitely the training has helped me out a lot. You know, I can drive all the trucks that help me out in my civilian world, getting me a license to drive the big truck at work and just stuff like that. And then marksmanship principles and weapon handling things and just marching and just how to pack your rucksack properly, especially if you've been doing it for years and years on an operational level. You know how to really do things and what boots do what, and you know, you just know what's no nonsense, what really works, right?
Well, you said you came from the villages.
Yeah.
Going in, did you learn anything about yourself as a person, like any hidden strengths or anything that just kind of surprised you through the training or just your experiences?
Yeah, coming from the villages, I'm not. It's okay. I don't know how to put it, man. Like,
However you want.
we're from the hood, baby. So you know, other people turn up their noses at different things, and we got a little bit different street smarts when it comes to situations. Like, and then we don't play games immediately. I don't know. And scavenging. Okay, like some people like turn their head up and like, I'm not gonna. Or you look at it twice, or this guy is talking, you're like, huh, that don't sound right. You pick up on little things because you know that happened to you as a kid in the villages. Like somebody hustled you for this, and then you're like,
Sure.
oh man, you know, and just stuff like that. And you can see like bullies and guys with their little cliques, and you can just notice like little things like that. I'm saying everybody can probably see that, or but when you're exposed to it like that, then yeah, you can kind of pick up on things.
So you brought that with you.
Yeah, I brought the
Interesting.
street smarts with me and my brother. Me and my brother both brought it, and then we'd always have machetes strapped to our rucksack. That was like a Jamaican thing. So we'd always have that. We found the machete. We're like, oh, these are cool. What are these for? And then they said,
What do you mean you found a machete?
oh, we have them. They have them in their defensive stores for doing what? And I'm like, me and Craig grew up using these things in Jamaica, and we're like, man, they're like, what are they for? And then they're like, for clearing fields of fire. So me and Craig, like, when you get prone, in the prone position, all the big weeds and stuff are in front of your face. You can't see anything, especially if you're laying in a trench that you just made and you're setting up a hasty ambush. So we'd always keep these machetes strapped to our rucksack, and you never know when you're going to need it. You know what I mean? So we cut down those things, and then you can really see it. Or you go inside like a copse of woods, and then there's a whole bunch of brush. You can quickly, make those big pieces of brush small and kind of build off of it. And then, and then the other thing, do you want a short sleeve or a long sleeve?
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh no.
Just kidding, kind of.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
So did you feel like that sort of thing served you better when you were in Afghanistan?
What, having the machete or
Having the machete and also having a different
the
mentality.
mentality of
Or was
things.
everybody so lockstep from the training?
Yeah, everybody's locked. And then now your boy has a machete on his rucksack now because you've been doing it. He's asking you why. Now you got that guy. Okay, well, it. Yeah, shouts out to most of the guys. Nick Strozer, what up, baby? Like he's a firefighter now. Me and him did all the training together. It's crazy how much training goes into just trying to think of it like this, man. It's like you have a small sports car and you're trying to get it ready for the track. You're buying all the parts from Canadian Tire, test driving, and then finally it's like, okay, we're going to race the car. You know what I mean? It takes more than just the driver to get the car going, and you got the mechanic and all the other pit dudes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So there's like a whole bunch of different like branches in the army that all make the green machine work.
Did you have any spiritual beliefs going in or leaving?
I did have I came from a Baptist background with my mom going to church all the time, and then on the west end there, the Baptist church there, and going there, it's heavy, man, because some people have beliefs, but when you really see things that are going bad and you get scared, you start talking to God. You're like, oh my God, like Jesus. And you see things that stress you out, and it's a different country, but these guys don't believe in the same God as you. So talking to the interpreter, you're just like, wow. And then you look at the land, how barren this land is, and no water, and it's literally a war zone. It makes you appreciate home and say, God, thank you for having me in Canada, and now I'm here, trying to do good for the world. And then coming home and definitely made my belief a little stronger in the Lord.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So
You're on a roll, Mickey.
Yeah, kind of. And you mentioned when things kind of get a little scary. If you don't mind my asking, do you have like a pinpointed like most feared experience? You don't have to go into great detail if you don't want to, but it was more so just kind of like there was just one point where you're going, oh boy.
Oh yeah. So my brother was coming into Afghanistan. We've been talking over the internet, and my whole platoon knew he was coming, and they knew how excited I was. It was like Coy was like a small little ghetto celebrity. He's coming to Afghanistan. We're like, yay, Coy's coming. So back to the scavenging. We're getting all kinds of stuff ready for him. I got him a rifle kit ready to tune out his rifle, making relationships with the Americans, and then just like I said, building on those relationships where other guys think they're too we're Canadians, you need to talk to them, but we're from Windsor, so we get along with the Americans pretty well. So trading with them and getting different stuff, getting all that stuff ready for my brother. He finally comes down and talking to my mom on the internet. I don't know when he's coming, and then my partner, Kim Element, shouts out to you, Kim, what's up? Tells me, hey, your brother's here. I come out, see him out the window. This is my brother. It was really, we hug up, and then we start talking, and then just me and him talking one-on-one. Next thing I know, we're getting bombed. We're incoming for just shoo, shoo. And I already been through it, through the rocket thing.
Sure.
But now it's my brother. I look at him dead in the eyes. I got an LMG with me. I'm like, holy fuck, quick, get down. He gets under an armored LSVW. Boom, boom, boom. They start coming in. And he's never done the drill yet. He doesn't even know what's going on. But I'm like, fuck, Coy, we got to get to the bunker. Get to the bunker. I don't even think he had his helmet. And then we get there, flak vest. We just wait till it subsides. You smell the smoke. It it was interesting. But that moment in time, you're looking at your twin brother that you came up like riding bikes with, and now you're underneath a like an armored vehicle. Like, holy shit! Hopefully it doesn't hit us. You know, and that was probably it. And then
Jesus. Oh man.
it was interesting.
Yeah. Whew. That's crazy.
What's it like over there, man?
It's hot. It's hot. It's really hot.
Oh yeah.
It's really hot, and in Canada it was very barren. No trees, a lot of sand. It was just you see the mountains in the background, and you're just like, man, there's no. We're so landlocked here. And then I draw I try to build a relationship with some of the Afghani locals. Ask them questions. I draw fish. They couldn't tell me what it was. Just stuff like that, and ask the interpreter to say different things. But they got their own way of living, and they've been doing it for years. So shouts out to them, man.
Yeah.
Your time spent over there, do you find that, I guess the general, not just the Canadian military, but the military presence, do you feel they're making a positive difference?
Absolutely, we definitely try. We're definitely trying building schools and wells and establishing things like that. And it's interesting because these guys are trying to take those schools down so they can lead the blind. You take down a school, you can lead anybody. Just saying, hey, this is the way you got to go, and this is the religion. When they weaponize the religion, that's what's happening. You got these guys fighting a war that I don't even know if they even know what they're really fighting for. And you're trying to help. And you don't want to. They just grow opium and stuff like that. You're trying to no, this is the way to do it, but it's their way of life, right? More water and opportunity and protecting the kids and stuff like that.
Has your political beliefs changed at all?
No, not really.
Okay.
We just try to do the right thing, even right or wrong. You're always trying to do the right thing. And sometimes you see, you take that hill, and the next day it's gone, and then you're like, well, we're still gonna try, I guess, right?
Yeah.
While you served, if you don't mind my asking, how many prime ministers did you go through while you were there?
I think just one.
Just the one? Okay. Well, yeah, because I guess Harper was there for about 10 years, something like that.
Yeah.
So.
He brought us tanks out there though, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big big push for him.
Yeah.
What do you mean he brought you tanks? Would they just send you over there on bicycles?
No, before we didn't have any tanks, and then they were being like I think decommissioned at the time, and then
Whoa.
Yeah, and then General Hilliard came through, and then he was asking the troops what they need out here. They're like, armor would be great. Bang! Next thing you know, within a couple of weeks, I got some awesome footage of Canadian armor rolling out. The ones with the teeth on the mine.
Yeah.
Dude, badass. I'm like, there we go, Canada. You can hear them coming. I'm like, man. And then I saw one of my guys who I did basic with, who's Lord Stracona's first or something, whatever that regiment is. He was one of the tank guys. It was awesome to see him in the mess there, and then seeing that, definitely a proud Canadian moment. You see the flag on it. They got little nicknames on the thing, and they're handling business out there, right?
Yeah.
Just not depending off the Americans and their resources. Now you got Canada out there, kicking ass, taking names.
Did you guys feel well supported when you were out there? Or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Canada did their best. Whatever you needed, you got. And, not a big not a huge nation but we got a small military. But man, they punch above their weight, I'd say.
That's dope.
That's what I've heard. I've heard really good things.
Absolutely.
My goodness. What was your rank upon discharge?
Oh, I'm still in right now.
You're still in?
Yeah,
oh, my
still
goodness.
still
I
in.
did not know that. Excuse me.
I'm still Master Corporal, but soon, I'm going to hang it up, and then hopefully my kids pick up the flag and move forward and do awesome things. It's been nothing but helpful for me in my life, and trying to, it gives you a good standard of where you should be.
Do you plan on going much further past where you are?
No, I think at this moment I'm damn near 40, so it's time for me to I don't want to leave my kids anymore, and stuff like that. And you got a full-time job here. It's just hard for you to leave and give that stuff up for that. If I was strictly reg force and doing that, then absolutely climb that rank tree.
How old are your kids? Don't mind asking.
They are 7 and 9.
And do they know you've served?
Oh yeah, they've been a big part of the military family for quite some time. Shouts out to the Military Family Resource Center. They really help out. We go to their little parades, their Christmas stuff that they put on for them, and yeah, they're really helpful.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, it's cool. I didn't even know about
I
that.
don't know
No.
any of this shit, so this is like super eye opening to me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
they're
that's
good,
a-
and the kids been around the soldiers. I bring them their tug of war and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
That's pretty
they-
cool.
They have fun.
So I don't know if you'll know this answer. I asked quite a few people if this was an okay question. They're like, oh, what if he doesn't know this? I'm like, well, I'd like to know. If you know, when you were all geared up, do you know how much that would cost?
Oh God. Oh man. No.
No, that's okay.
I geared up like with the weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Whew, and ammo. Depending on what weapon system you have, you're looking at a lot of money, man. Like at least. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say at least all geared up, $5,000 for each soldier. You got chest plates, boots, rifles, magazines, scope. The scope ain't cheap. That's like, probably more than that. Civilian side, that scope is, I think it's damn near 3,000. The rifle, and every Canadian soldier has it. And
Murphy.
so and the rifle alone, it's not no. Canada doesn't fuck around. They have one of the best, I would say, assault rifles, bar none. It's do your research with the builders, and man, that thing shoots very good, very
Yeah.
good.
Jeez.
Well, where were you stationed the longest?
I started in Meaford, I would say Meaford, Ontario, Petawawa, probably those areas, the longest.
And how long were you overseas?
6 months.
Okay, now you mentioned building schools and things like that, helping out civilian populations. What was an average day like when you were overseas?
Oh, it was kind of sweet to see. So we'd get up and we were controlling one of the gates down there at the in Kandahar, Kandahar Air Force Base. Mm-hmm. So we'd rotate through that with our platoon, and we'd see all the locals get there super early in the morning. We'd have to block the vehicles that come in and process each guy through to make sure that they are who they say they are, and now we're working with the Americans doing the same thing. And so these local workers are, they're like your garbage men, and they're general labor dudes, right? That so you search these guys up and then see what's going on, or that was pretty cool. And then getting out doing some convoys, going seeing like the Afghani military police graduations, and some of our officers going to doing a meet and greet with at the police compound in Kandahar. It was pretty interesting doing stuff like that. That's where I had a lot of fun. It was pretty cool.
Was it pretty tightly regimented? Everything you guys did?
Yeah, everything. You travel in convoy, everything. You got the guns out, protecting your principal on the inside, and just stuff like that. You have military briefings and every morning of who to look for, what to look for, any new stuff that comes down. And you see different troops come in and out of, especially the gates. Sometimes they're going on operation, and it was you knew what was going down before, they're rolling out. They're rolling out.
So is it fair to say the whole 6 months you were there, it was high stress the entire time, or
but then again, it's your training from when you've been doing it as a young soldier. They keep you in that thing, because now what I found was now there's a reason why they're yelling at you, making sure you're running here on the double you're doing, because now when you go train hard, fight easy. So when you're there, you're just living what you've been taught, and then you're like, this is why we did it, and it's easy because now nobody's telling you what to. You're like, this is what I was supposed. This is no wonder why I was supposed to do this, and PT and running was a big thing, because now you're in a higher elevation with that same weapon system, and you got to get from point A to point B in a quick hurry. So yeah, they definitely know what they're doing.
Yeah.
How much more trained is just the average dirty grunt in the military compared to a regular person in Canada? How much more fit?
Fit? Well, this depending, there's a standard of to be fit that they have to. Then you can go above that. So there's always a standard of fitness. Like we have to pass a fitness test every year.
What's
right?
that?
Consists of like, before it was a 13 kilometer rucksack march. A couple things that
In
really,
one day?
yeah, one day, and then trench digs and stuff like that, and just to make sure you're fit and your heart's not going to explode when you actually do the business, and just stuff like that.
Now, you mentioned that all your training made you prepared for the stress. Was there any times where you found sleep hard?
Sleeping over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you heard the rockets go over and impact inside, you're like,
Well, no, of course.
yeah, and you're like,
when we're being actively shot at.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck? I mean, they're 10 on a bunk, and I don't have obviously there's nobody on the top bunk, so you put your rucksack and your plate armor up on top, thinking like, if a shell comes down through in this tent, we're all fucking dead. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's like that. You're like, I think that's enough. And you're like,
Sure.
You're like, I don't. It's all I could do. Like
That shit happened a lot.
Well, I was getting shelled over there. Yeah, a lot. It was a lot. They would just set up like little mortars, whatever they could find, and let them off into the base. But then we have like I said, on the outside you had our QRF, quick reaction force, spooling up with Apaches. As soon as those guys would light off one of those things, we knew the drill. We're like, Hercules.
Oh my God.
Up comes the longbows, and they're on the hunt for you for whoever did it. You're like,
Yeah.
God forbid if you're in the area with a shovel, because they're not. You better not be night guarding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many active combat situations were you in personally, or were you at all?
No, I was not.
Okay, so you were on the base mostly.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good. I see. I don't know. What do you guys got?
I'm just wondering what you've done outside of the military that sort of correlates. Because you train MMA and things like that.
Oh,
right?
absolutely, 100%. Shouts out to the guys down at Combat Central over on Lowe's on there, MMA. Yeah, I like doing that. When me and Corey were overseas, we found that we've been doing that kind of stuff since we've been young. And then we found like a MMA gym, underground MMA gym over there. And man, you just want to see all the contractors and stuff coming in there just to sharpen their skills. So we'd go up against. We were training with a guy from Alaska, United States, warrant officer. I forget his name. He was cool. And then so we train there on our downtime, any chance we got. So you asked about PT. It's up to the soldier at the end of the day. He has a base level of he knows where his fitness is, but you could always improve and go a little harder. So that's what we like to do. And then coming to Canada, we always look for a good place to train where you can utilize that sport, which is awesome.
Other than that, then, how did you spend your free time?
Working out and doing MMA and trading stuff with the other armies. That was a really cool thing. Like everybody, they're dudes at the end of the day. They're like grown kids. They want to trade dinky cars. Hey, I want to trade. I want to trade.
You can just be like, yo, man, I got this, and I want that.
Yeah,
You want to
you want to trade. You're like, hey,
That's
man,
pretty
those
cool.
boots are sick. What about those? You can only get these in England, and you can only get this in Canada. They love our Canadian
Oh,
fleece.
that's cool.
No kidding, eh?
The fleeces?
The Canadian fleece that was hot
That's
take
the gold?
spray.
That's like-
And it's
eh?
Canadian fleece. Oh man,
Oh shit! I didn't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You
Yeah.
could like barter and shit.
Yeah.
Get new shit. Yeah.
You ever trade Pokemon cards?
the cards in the game, dog. So it's hard to find some people like us out there. Like, well, what's up? Oh,
Did you meet any special or high-profile people in the military, particularly?
like
Like generals or...
I got to shake their hands. I wouldn't say meet them. Like I was just on parade, and he'd come along. How are you doing today, soldier? And I'd shake his hand nervously. Hopefully, all my stuff looks right.
Yeah.
And then that would be it. But I never, went to any book signings. We'd hear of these guys coming in, But I was never one to like just say, oh, I want to get my book signed by one of these guys. But
Right.
you would hear of these high profile guys coming in and see their security details, which you knew which is just amazing. Like. So that's on that level.
This just popped in my head because you said you guys would get together for your fighting training. Did you guys ever, or would you have liked to go up against their security detail versus the Canadian Armed Forces? No, seriously though. Like, it just popped into my head. I'm just wondering if that was ever something you guys like. Hey, I wonder if you get you guys one-on-one real quick.
We would. Me and my brother would definitely do that. We'd there'd be their at that point there was contractors, Blackwater contractors, and different contractors. Everybody has an ego there, right? But especially if you've been training, you know what to do. You're just like you just want to train with the other guy, you know, and hopefully he has enough respect for you. He's not going to try to just take your head like it's an actual fight. And then we get in some pretty heated MMA bouts out there. You know what I mean? Like you just met this guy like 15 minutes ago. You're like, hey man, you know, you touch gloves. Yeah. You know you didn't bring a mouth guard, so you're like, so you're like, okay, all right, and then you watch your brother just get in there, like you know, that's what we kind of got things prepared for him. He got ready, you know, people donated muscle milk to him. Like, I'm done with this. Coy, you're gonna need this. Man. You're gonna need this. Why? You know,
muscle milk. Yeah, that's amazing. Shit, that is crazy.
Yeah. It was cool. And then after you guys are done scrapping it or doing our training, you guys talk about it. It was a good role. Whoever got submitted, whatever. And then they talk. Then that opened up different avenues. Now he's like, man, you're pretty good stuff. Where are you camped out at? I'm over here. Then you go and you know introduce yourself over there, and then the training begins.
Right. So.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Is there anybody like you wouldn't have met normally through the military that you did meet because you were deployed?
I got to
like from other countries.
Other countries, yeah. Getting to meet some of the U.S. Special Forces guys, getting there. Like I would never met some of these guys from Arkansas, different places. Man, he was so big, he made the M4 look like a pistol. I could not believe it.
Dang.
Like hopping out of different vehicles that you never saw. You know, just the green lights, just interesting. And then you're like, wow, that is so neat. You see sometimes you see some of these guys on night ranges wearing whatever they want to wear, shooting those suppressed weapons. It's just so cool. You're like, this is why I do that. How do I get there?
Yeah.
You know, he's shooting a M4. I'm supposed to be doing my thing. I can't keep my eyes off this guy because I'm like, what is that? And it just sounds like a pellet gun. I'm like, but it's not. Like,
it's not
a pellet. How does
Definitely
that?
Definitely not.
Not. Like wearing blue jeans and then a combat you know, a combat's on the top. I'm like, this is, wow. It just opens your mind and seeing some of the stuff that when these nations get together and they fight a common thing, I feel bad for whoever they're going up against, because when these nations get together and say, hey, we're after these guys, they put everything they got into it and communicate and correlate well. And there's nobody trying to step on anybody's dick there.
Right. So, but for all that, like, shit's still going on, and like nothing's like, I don't know. I don't know. Is it fixed? Like, I feel like nothing's fixed.
You see, then and there, it's sad because you know there's always going to be corruption at the end of the day. There's always going to be, you fought the good fight, you're trying to do your thing, but sometimes it's a people who you leave in place to say, okay, you guys are going to be good now. We can't make a small Canada to isolate over there and say, okay, we're going to govern from here. You guys got to be able to lead your own countries and be sustainable. But then you see what happens.
So maybe we should have just like planted some maple trees and built a Tim Hortons. Like, is that what you're saying? Because I feel like that might help, eh?
Yeah. But yeah,
give me some of that Canadian fleece.
Yeah. Tim Hortons was out there in 2006, and man, they killed it. I could not believe.
Oh my God!
I should have invested in that.
Expansion of Tim Hortons.
Oh, it's just out of a small trailer. I'm like, no, they didn't. And the lineups. There was an American green beans. Soon as Tim Hortons got in there, came in. Some of them. I still got the Tim Hortons hat. They shut down green beans. I'm like, green beans who? That like they had like a little place where you can sit. No, Tim Hortons, the trailer, awesome. The trailer, man. It was it. I couldn't believe it.
The fucking Yelp reviews were probably all 5 stars. Like Tim Hortons Kandahar.
Tim Hortons Kandahar, best Timmys in the world. Shit, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, guys.
People love their Tim fucking Hortons.
Yeah. So again, it makes you really proud to be Canadian. You're like, man, the Canadians made a makeshift hockey rink out there. Of course they did in the desert.
fucking
Of course,
badass.
in the desert.
In the desert, they put out. They got everything for road hockey, and I had to pull an extra shift. Thanks, Nick. Because I can't play hockey, so they're like, "Do you mind?" And everybody's so happy and patriotic. The Canadians would play the Czechs. It was a big deal. There's a whole bunch of guys, no alcohol, obviously. So, it was really interesting.
Canadians played the Czechs. There were Czechs out there.
Czech army. There's a lot of different armies moving around
the
doing.
fuck? I didn't-
Romanians. Yeah, they're pretty aggressive.
It was a party out there.
Yeah, and it was very, very cool. And then, all that camaraderie, then they'd play for the championship, and then,
Who won?
I forget at that time. I don't
That was the
think
wrong answer.
I wanted to say the Canadians, but
Yeah, we're gonna say it.
yeah.
Hey man, the Czechs got some good hockey players.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
true.
why I didn't
Good.
know. That's why I'm like, who are these guys? The Czechs. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah.
They're legit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, certainly not the British.
Yeah.
Hockey wise, no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Sports. So I had to do it. I had to do the sports shout.
You don't really play sports, eh?
Oh, I don't, Jordan.
Yeah,
I play video games, like MMA kind of stuff, like combat sports. Yeah, but like hockey and obviously my nemesis, basketball.
I'll never forget that story. The
Yeah.
YMCA story. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
What? I don't know the YMCA story.
Oh man.
Yeah, you do the swimming, where you'd just rather swim than play basketball.
Oh,
with
yeah.
buds?
So
Yeah.
that's what happened to my buddy. We became friends in the army, and then he pulls up to the house, picks us up with a basketball. Me and Corey like, what's that for? And then he brings us to the Y. He's like, let's shoot some hoops. Me and Corey both look at each other like we're going swimming. We brought we had a blast. We brought our swim trunks. He's like, he couldn't believe it. He's like, me and him had the whole pool to ourselves. So
Everyone playing basketball.
Oh man,
sorry about that, Mark. He was pissed, man.
that's so funny.
Mark just wanted a ball.
They just wanted the ball. They just
Yeah.
wanted to swim, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So, again, stop if you need me to. Do you feel there were any questionable missions while you were over there?
No. I don't. I think everything that they planned out, they did their research and tried to execute to the best of their abilities. But then again, that's a tough place to remember. The Afghans have been fighting for an extremely long time. So they're good at what they do. They don't need to be high tech. I would say they are the MacGyvers of like the desert and the battlefield. They're good at the basics. So be very careful with that little junkyard dog. He is fucking dangerous, man. Like,
Wow. Back to basics, like they say, right?
back to
Like, my
basics.
Yeah.
And you'd see them like just using a shoelace and a motor oil to just pull through the AK, and that's it for good for 6 months. You're like, man, that is.
Wow.
Are those things really that fucking good? Because I've never seen one. You can't get them over here. Are they really that fucking good?
I would say so, yeah.
Really, eh?
That's why most of these you see these poorer countries, they got AKs. They got AKs because they're easier for you to train on, and then once you're and the ammo's, it is what it is. You can get it anywhere, and then that thing is a formidable weapon, dude. Very formidable. Those guys, they like their LMGs, their RPKs, and their rocket propelled grenade launchers. They're good at what they do. They know what they know the business. On top of that, bomb making, dude. With old ass cell phones, you're good at what you have, and that's what makes them so deadly. The Afghan warrior is nothing to fuck with. I would say because this is his life. He's fighting for his life.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so when you look at like warriors in general, you got to look at that guy and like, man, he's real deal. Like, you know what I mean? He'll slaughter that goat and eat him that night. Like, that's what they got to do to survive and cook up that opium and sell. Like, like
Oh, man.
So,
I don't get the opium thing. Like, what's with the opium thing?
they grow poppies in Afghanistan,
Right.
and they make a lot of opium.
Isn't that like one of
So-
the world's biggest opium growth?
Golden Triangle.
Is
right
most
there.
of it, right?
Most of it is Golden Triangle. That you got Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, all around that place. So, everybody knows what's up around there.
were yourself or any of you, anyone that you know, sent on mission to destroy said fields?
There were a couple eradication missions to destroy these fields, and there was a lot of wheat fields out there. And then our heat sensors can't detect through the wheat fields because the marijuana fields hold the heat so much. The Afghans knew that. They'd ambush you through these wheat fields. It was pretty wild, right? So these guys know what they're doing, and then. But this is their way of life is making drugs. So when you're trying to say, "Hey, grow tomatoes," well,
There's a lot more profit in drugs than in
than a
agriculture.
tomato.
So definitely the coalition definitely had their narco eradication force out there trying to do the best that they could with winning hearts and minds and making sure that the place is sustainable after that, and also you don't want them poisoning the country with that dope. And we all know with this opioid crisis that's sweeping North America and the world, it's where do you go?
I feel like Canada now will go over there and just be like, just plant weed. Like, just weed.
A lot of weed.
Yeah. We don't have enough.
Might be the changing factor for the world. What saved the planet?
Weed.
And what's interesting over there, there's almost no pollution because there's no factories or infrastructure, which is very interesting to see.
That
is
actually just kind of half blew my mind a little bit because
Yeah.
you'd think there would be some sort of just dirty ass factory,
No,
something.
they don't have it there.
Interesting.
It would have been taken over or blown up. So that's where you're like, wow, it's interesting that they don't have those things to pollute their environment, but I'm sure they have other different things that are going on. You know what I mean? So with the good, with the bad.
My goodness.
Like opium.
Like opium.
Like opium, yeah. Like stuff like that.
I didn't even think about it like that. I just assumed there was like tons of industry.
Man,
But yeah,
opium's nuts because it's like Charles Dickens was like an opium head.
Yeah,
Like, that used to
yeah.
be like a rich person British drug, and then they had
Yeah.
the dens and everything.
It's an ancient drug, man.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, the Chinese have been dealing with that thing for years. So obviously everybody knows it's from that region. The what's that? The trade routes.
Silk Road.
So
Oh yeah.
way back in the day, they're trading like different spices. Opium's in the mix.
Oh yeah, it is.
So-
opium's a great spice.
It's very-
Gee, this is really good. Holy fuck. My God.
Jesus Christ.
Spaghetti and opium.
Opium balls. I don't know how opium works.
Clearly, you don't know. Yeah.
Not like that.
So knowing what you know now, do you think you're young? Would you make the same decision to join the army?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, 100%.
Unwavering. Just my
yeah,
goodness.
yeah. That there's a lot of gifts that you earn from the army, that you earn from them, and then there's a lot of relationships that I still keep to this day that you would have never made if it wasn't through them, because they put you in a situation you're going to do cool, like you're up in the morning running your brains out, but then you're like 10K isn't that bad, and then you get more fit, so it's like gym class but you're in green, and then you're with your homeboy who's both of you guys are suffering together. You look at each other like we're both doing this, and like I always say only steel can sharpen steel. So then you have that the camaraderie for the rest of your lives.
Do you still run?
Yeah
Not
as far.
'Cause I try to make my homeboys run and this shit don't happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I got my two little guys. So, and I'm gonna try to help with soccer. So I gotta keep my tubby ass in check.
Okay. Yeah.
So we all know that a lot of countries you have to join the army for X amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a lot, but there are some. Do you think Canada that'd be something that should be implemented? Like you hit 15, you join the reserve or what? I don't.
Oh, you're talking about mandatory service.
Yeah. Just like
Do I think that would be good? But then Canada would have a different stance on things. Like I like how Canada, it's you volunteer, you join the army because you wanted to be part of it, and that you don't want to. How can I put it? You don't want to force somebody into doing something like that they don't want to do, because then their heart's not into it, and then you're not going to get the product that you want.
Yeah.
And then these guys can manipulate something. Or I hurt my leg here, so now I'm going to be, on the injured list for the next 20 years, and I can't do anything. So.
Well, I'm almost meaning in the sense of just like everyone should have a level of basic training. Like
for
God forbid Canada ever got invaded, but imagine a country that everyone has basic.
Yes.
Everyone can shoot a rifle. Like
Yeah.
I can remember stories. My grandmother,
Yeah.
when she was in high school, she learned to shoot rifles.
Yeah.
It was just part of the curriculum. In the basement you go, shoot
Oh,
your
in
rifle.
school?
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard some cool stuff like that. I think it's good and bad, but you got to look where today's society is going. Like now there's too much questionable things. You don't want to be giving people weapons training when we got a population with there's a lot of opioid addictions and stuff like that they didn't have back then, and now then I think everybody had that fear in the back of their head that we Canada, they might take our home, which is Canada.
Sure.
And now it's like, you got some individuals who just wake up at noon and say, what does Canada owe me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they owe me. Canada owes me something for being here.
That's gross.
Yeah,
Well,
which you guys see it, right? Like, it's
like Kennedy when he said, "Don't ask what your country can do for you, but
Yeah.
what you can do for your country."
yeah, and I hear like Norway does that kind of stuff where there's conscripted, which I would think that would be pretty cool if you're ever going to get invaded or if something bad can happen. The whole city or nation could stand up and be kind of competent for a couple weeks until we get it sorted out. Would I like to see something like that? Yes and no. Like, you know what I mean? It'd have to be certain individuals. Check their, you don't want this thing mixing with what's going on, like this big crisis that's happening now. You got somebody who's trained with an addiction. He's fiending and he knows what to do. Breaking houses.
Right.
Yeah, you can.
I'm not sure if you know this, and I'm probably way the fuck off, but I have been told, should an invasion come to Canada, essentially a government policy is pretty much, here's a gun, hopefully you don't die. Like, again, like I'm talking full invasion. Like we are
Really?
fucked. That's what I've heard. Essentially, it's like they're
Where
going
did you
around.
hear that from? That's the dumbest shit.
No, I know, but I'm talking like worst case scenario, like America comes up and America and Russia are teaming up, and like, hey, we're going to Canada. Like worst case scenario sort of thing.
Worst
Essentially,
case.
it's like
If America and Russia team up on Canada, I'm gonna bend over.
Yeah, dude, you guys.
That's it. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have whatever you want.
Well, it's because I've always thought it would be just so essential, just for any country to have a level of base, like even just for discipline and fitness and like critical thinking to a degree. Just, I don't know, like
I guess you could do it like almost like not weapons training, but like survival training.
Yeah, and I guess that's.
Right,
I should have been a
I
little bit more specific when I said like there should be a level of this.
No.
We're doing this now. You're gonna learn what's good to eat if you are out in the fucking
Absolutely.
bush.
Now, from what I hear, that Australia does that a lot. They do it with their fishes, and they have to know what's going on in their land. And so I heard Australia does that, and the Norwegian countries, from what I hear, are really big into that. You know what I mean? So I agree with you there. It would be good for the population to get some basic level of training and things like that, so they can help sustain the country if a situation like that were that to happen. But God forbid if our Debo, our big brother from the South, the state says, "Hey, we want Canada."
Debo.
I'm just gonna tuck my chain in. I'm gonna tuck mine in. There's nothing, honest to God, guys. Like we have to debate. We have to talk this out because
Well, Canadians are good at that.
yeah, we're good at that. Because without Britain and those guys, I don't know what they could. They got a lot of stuff, guys. Like I'm telling you, if you ever saw some of their fleets of A-10 Warhogs, like we don't have that. Like at the end of the day, remember, America rules the sky. They rule the sky.
That is not something I've ever heard before, and now I'm terrified.
It is called air superiority.
Air superiority. Yeah.
And they have it.
Oh,
They have a
that
navy.
is terrifying.
They have a navy.
That is.
Okay, I'll leave that alone. Do your research. You figure out what continent you live on and who rules the air and the sea around us. It ain't Canada.
Oh no, it's not.
No shit.
So you be humble.
Sit down, be humble, shut up.
When
Be nice.
Yeah. So when Debo says, "I want that glass of water," your Great Lakes, you can have a sip. I'm just like, you know what I mean, guys. They are, and with Trump in power, I'm not trying to make it political, but
No.
Yeah, no,
you should
definitely.
be very careful because they swing a big dick, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh fuck, we're all gonna get fucked.
Okay, we've been talking lately, like last couple episodes, about this crazy conspiracy shit. Now, don't say anything you can't say, obviously, but have you seen anything or even just heard anything that would lead you to believe some wild shit?
You see, guys, now I don't. It's above my pay grade, and I
Right.
don't know. And
Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble.
and I don't think like what you see is not what you saw, like kind of shit. I don't know. Like you hear speculations and different stuff like that, but again, there's guys out there whose jobs is to do research and R&D and stuff like that. So who knows what what kind of interesting stuff that they're doing. And as far as conspiracies, no, I haven't really heard too much about stuff like that. But I do like that Canada and the States are always on the cutting edge of making new weapon systems or developing something better and new that keeps their soldiers safer longer. That's one thing that I can see that they keep under wraps a lot.
Slick mentioned last time about technological suppression, and his point was basically just that like government and military are way ahead of anything civilian sees, like we can't even imagine. You think that's true?
Well, I would say they have some really cool radios. Like I took a radio course. Really cool radios. You got encrypted stuff, but again, some of the stuff is beyond my pay grade. I like the class that they taught us. They taught us about radio waves and how to do different stuff. It's very interesting, and they're good at what they do. But as far as like, they got some interesting stuff out there. The Israelis are always on the cutting edge of stuff, developing. So you got the Israelis, the Americans, the British, the Canadians, the South Africans. So these guys are, a lot of these guys who I mentioned, they're always in the constant state of battle. So they're always trying to develop and make things better. Look at Israel. They're always
Just keep going.
Keep
There's
going
no stop.
forever.
Yeah, and they developed some beautiful things. Technology. Mini Uzi, Desert Eagle, stuff like that.
And it's so interesting, just going back to how well the people we're at war with do.
Yes.
With the basics.
The basics.
It's so interesting. Like, no matter how technological advanced, it just seems that we're at a standstill. Like, I just said, is it getting better over there? Like, it seems we're at a standstill with their no technology and all of ours.
See, and that's the
Well,
thing. And
it's like Kirk said, though, they're fighting for their lives. Like, what are you going to do? Not fight?
No, for sure, but just how well they're doing, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
Like, how powerful that they're pushing back these technological advances that we seem to have.
exactly. So that while most of the soldiers from this continent are so high tech, that rebel fighter is so low tech, right? You're walking in with a couple 100 pounds of gear on you that you have to be that fit for. Mm-hmm. He doesn't.
He's got a gun.
It's kind of like rock, paper, scissors.
He has that, but you're in his backyard.
Yeah.
He knows all this. He knows what's up. And if you guys notice, Afghanis will naturally always take the high ground. All right.
Would you
Like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Would you say Canadian training is a little bit too dependent on our technologies, or does it really start basic and then they introduce technologies?
That's exactly it. They want you down at basics. Show me your socks. Show me those wool socks. You got to be carrying this. Show me your foot powder. They don't rely on technology because then again, we like to say this: keep it simple, stupid. You put all these gadgets and fucked up shit on your gun, and you're trying to go in the bush. Well, guess what? That thing fell off, or the battery doesn't work for that.
Yeah.
Now, does that shut down your weapon system? Can you still function with what you have, or do you have to depend? Oh, I got to go back to it. No.
Yeah,
Right?
We don't
So-
say often like, I need some batteries, guys. Just hold on a sec, guys over there. Just stop shooting. I need to go get some batteries.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. There's no Wi-Fi here, so they don't. They're good at what.
My gun's not connected.
Can we order a ceasefire real quick? I gotta check my Facebook.
Yeah, like stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they keep it very basic and.
Okay, cool.
That makes sense. I mean, get good at the basics, and then
That's
when you're in
exactly-
any situation, you're just like anything else. I guess you're given is kind of a bonus.
A bonus, exactly.
Right?
So and then they once you're given a bonus of whatever, then you get a little bit better with what you got.
That makes sense.
Man, I can't even get you guys to run.
I have a hip problem.
I have a smoking problem.
That's one thing where, like, if ever we were forced to go into a military service, they go, "Oh, you got a bum hip.
Yeah, you'd be like,
You're front line, sir."
yeah, you're gonna die first.
Meat shield.
You'd be that guy like just giving people water bottles. Like,
You got it, guys. Good job.
H2O. Gatorade. Good. I'm glad I'd be the water boy in the military service.
peanut butter toast.
Peanut butter toast. Keep you going. Keeps me going. I don't need much. I would cut military spending by $500,000 a year by implementing peanut butter toast.
The joke here is that this kid just lives off peanut butter toast.
I eat to not be hungry.
Yeah.
I'm the worst. Just the absolute fucking worst.
Person ever.
Oh.
I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
What's your life like now, bro?
Oh, it's good. I get to work with you guys and stuff like that. Everything's kind of like falling into place, I guess. Worked hard for it, and I just want to try to raise my kids in the right way and push them into this direction. Hopefully, they see it as like a gift kind of thing. And like I've been taking them camping and fishing since young because of the army, and I feel really comfortable outdoors. And then, taking the kids away from video games and stuff like that, letting them see it like that way, and just having it's kind of like what you fought so hard for. You never really thought you're gonna. Now you got a home and a kid and some kids. You're like, okay, I got gardening to do, and then and then washing and stuff like that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, what do you think about like the modern youth in general? Because you're talking about these things, but I know you like your video games. We talk about video games.
Yeah.
But can you split that hair? Is it cool to be both?
I hope so. I hope that they can. I really hope. Am I worried a little bit for this generation? Like a little bit. I just hope like they get out and do stuff outside and notice that there is a balance. It's not like Alexa, get me more toilet paper. Alexa, cook my food. Like what I mean. You got to know some of these things. So because you got them passed down from your parents, so you're trying to pass down the thing, and hopefully they just don't, just play Minecraft. Like, catch fish off of Minecraft, get out of here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that,
So, I don't mind. So you haven't been discharged yet, so you haven't really quite become civilian. But would you say your slow integration back into a civilian life, has that been pretty easy? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
It's you kind of set yourself like you got kids and stuff, and I gotta focus. I'm focusing more on them and them as time goes on, and doing a little less with the Canadian military, but I still love them because they got me cool courses, ATV course and stuff like that. So whenever I can, working a full-time job, then doing that, it's a little much, and then dealing with kids and stuff like that, and keeping up with Norm, but. It's going to be hard. We just talked about that, I think, last Tuesday on our parade night, about like guys get out and they miss it because that's what you identified for me for a long, long time. And then can I put it down? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting for you to try to put down and put away, because that's to me, that's my happy place when I don't have my kid. It's
like a part of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, so you said you identified it. You identified as a soldier for years.
Right.
Do you still identify like that?
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're like, at the end of the day, I'm a soldier. Like, you know what I mean? You've been through a lot of crazy stuff, and some of the soldiers at the unit there, you've been, especially being there as long as you have, they are literally family. Like,
I imagine, yeah. I mean,
it's
I mean, I imagine it's hard to relate on that level with just like normal people, so you need that like camaraderie.
Yeah, and you're living with this guy, you didn't have a car, so it's you and him are driving up to Petawawa, from
exactly.
here to there. Did you forget this? Oh, don't worry. Like before, I never used to have a cell phone, and I used to say, okay, I love you, babe. I'll be gone for the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'll call you from a payphone, and that's how it would work out.
Yeah,
and now it's different.
Why aren't you on Facebook
messaging
me?
Yeah. And my buddy's like, here, Kirk. At the time, cell phones were kind of, for me, rare. I didn't have one till after, And then he's like, you can use my cell phone. There I am talking on the cell phone for like an hour to my girlfriend. It's all good. Like,
So I just, me personally, I feel that as a person in the military that I wouldn't say, because I just mentioned today, I wouldn't say that you commanded a lot of respect, but just knowing that you were in the military, I had immediate respect for you.
Oh well, yeah, thank you. And I don't go looking for that. That's not.
But what I was wondering is, if someone, say you're talking to just like a regular person, they kind of get a little bit short with you. Do you ever just kind of want to? I don't want to say this poorly, but do you want to pull like how the military card, like, hey, listen, you son of a bitch.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I try to rate that down there. I break contact and be the gray man. I don't want him to know anything. As soon as you meet a dickhead, you're not wasting my time. I don't need to measure dicks with you. You got your opinion.
Yeah.
I'll walk away. You know what I mean? Especially with guys like you here. It's different. Like you will meet those guys, or I don't go out to the bars or anything like that. But you just look at him like,
Not worth your time.
Not worth our time, and
Right.
we got better stuff to do.
Do you think some of that came with humility from what you did?
Yeah, being humble, and just Canada's always about like their main, because you better have fucking banners in Canada. Well, yeah, as
Yeah.
they will tell you. You're an ambassador to our country. You go over, don't you step on your fucking dick, and you do, and you embarrass the Canadian Army. I've seen it before. There's hell to pay. You do not want that. Trust me. And after they warned you, and there's gonna be booze involved. They'll give you enough rope to, once you get in that scene that you're a leader. They already told you, and you already know you not to do it. You do it.
Interesting. I just wanted to
What they do to you though? Like I got shit. Eh?
I'm just shaking his head.
It ain't good. It ain't good. You will be reprimanded hard. Like
That's good though.
No,
That's
no.
good though. That's
they
good.
will
though.
tear. They will put. He will put his foot in your ass.
So
or make
That
you
makes sense though.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
does make a lot
because
of
they
sense.
don't want.
No, it's serious
We sent the
shit.
squad out there to go do this, and you guys didn't even show up to the job. You guys are drunk. That never happens. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, we sent you did that. Each one of you is doing 30 days in Club Ed, like the military jail. You don't
Wow.
mess around with
Yeah.
with orders. And there's a they have their own code of military discipline, like and they need it, right?
Well, you have to, right? It's not just a bunch of kids in a playground. Like
Yeah.
you guys are,
Yeah, you're not
you
working
guys are
at-
trained. You guys are equipped. You
Yeah.
guys have to be.
That's why we have military police on bases. You got all these amenities to make sure that this thing goes the right way.
My tax dollars appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just not get
Yeah.
loaded.
Yeah. No, they don't. No.
Do you think that your commanding officers and all your disciplinary committees, I'm sure on some level they do expect it, but is it almost like, let's say after the fact, they go, yeah, like we kind of almost want you guys to fuck up so you know what the consequences are? Would you like you need that one person per platoon to fuck up so everyone knows, like, holy shit.
There's always, trust me, dude. Trust me. I don't want to shout out any
Yeah.
names, but
No,
there's
no.
always a dude. Like, you guys watch Full Metal Jacket, okay?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay? Sometimes when the commanding officer says, you need to sort this fucker out, then he's telling you to behind closed doors sort him out before I sort out the platoon.
No shit, eh?
And he makes sure that individual understands what to do, because sometimes people like to fuck around, right? And then he's bringing the whole platoon down.
I feel like
his
I'd
first
be
time.
that guy.
And then
Is it really like are drill sergeants really like that?
yeah, there's been out there, have talked to your guy. I remember, being trained, and then you need to sort this guy out. You guys need to talk to him because he's, stuff like that, right or wrong. And then end of the day, you try to fix it because some people don't have drive and he doesn't want to be there, right? And you want to be there and to finish this thing. He's just there to.
For a
I want to
paycheck.
go home. I want to go home. He already VR'd 2 days ago. He's just trying to bring you down, right? And you want to go home. Your morning inspection, the latrine ain't cleaned or there's boot polish on the floor. You ain't getting your leave pass that weekend. So what do you want? What's it gonna be?
Did you want yourself and your squad mates to do well because you wanted them to do well, or just be more so because you didn't want to get in shit?
I wanted us to do well, and once you start becoming a soldier, like getting it, start to get it, you start marching with a little bit. Your chest is out, your chin is up, and there's a reason why they've been telling you this. Digging your left heel for the cadence, left, right, and then they're giving you that self-confidence. Now they're building you up.
You do it
right?
with purpose.
You do it with purpose, and now he'll tell you, and then you sorting out the squad. He's like, okay, Cummings, take these guys over here to this, and you guys look great. You guys look great, and your drill is on, and everything's on. So
That's dope.
Yeah.
If you didn't have your family, would you have wanted to go up in the ranks?
absolutely, yeah. That's the Canadian Army is an amazing. Like I said, you do things that you never thought you were gonna do. Like you're rappelling off of a chopper. You're doing cool things. You're like assault boat training. You're doing things that you would never do in regular life unless you're paying for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
that's it.
Was there a sector of the military that you had a lot of respect for over like one of the if you would say like the Navy, the Marines?
Well,
etc.?
I'm partial to the Army because I'm part of it, and
Absolutely.
those guys go hard. Infantry, you're the boots on the ground, and then you get in there. They're more specialized training, and they're accurate with their weapons. It's really cool seeing the Canadian snipers. Wow, just very impressive. Just you're like, man, I never saw that.
These guys are trained.
Trained.
Well, it's just because earlier when you said when you're over there and you meet these special ops guys, I could sense like a lot of like excitement, like, oh, look at these guys, what's that? You know?
And you understand where they came from. Then you see where and why, where they branch off and how to get there. You're like, and all the training that it takes to get there. And we have personal friends who are part of those specialized regiments, and it's mad respect. Shouts out to those guys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No doubt. Mad respect to you, bro.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you for your service.
Anytime, guys. Anytime. It's proud to be a Canadian, and come in here and talk to you guys about what I know about the Canadian Army and military. So
I feel like a complete piece of shit standing in front of you.
No, dude, no. Everybody, my path of life was a little different. I didn't, me coming up, my dad was distant, and he's like, "This is the best thing for you," and he was right. Like for him being like the distant father,
That's kind of wild that he called that play from
Mike.
far away.
yeah, and then we took it and ran with it and tried to make him proud, and I think we achieved our goal, and it was awesome. And him setting us up for success in the Canadian Army, like trying to teaching us how to shoot before we got in there and just stuff like that, and just you're gonna do this how you tie your boots on a long march and just stuff like that. It's just like he's passing down some stuff, so I thought it's kind of neat.
How? What was your father's rank in the military, if you don't mind my asking?
He was an officer. I'm not too sure. I'd have to
No worries. Huh, interesting. Because like myself, this is all new for me because I don't have any military in my family. Not that I'm aware of, anyways. So.
Now, is like infantry, like Army and Navy, are the rankings different?
Yes, the rank structure is different from Navy. Navy and Air Force are differentiated. If you just look it up on the thing, there's like you're able seaman. I'm not too sure about.
Right. No, I got a buddy in the Navy. That's why I'm asking. So he's like talking. He'll tell me all about his training and all this shit, and it's like dope. But he's saying a lot of the same kind of stuff, but a lot of different words.
Yeah.
Right. So I just was curious if it was like different.
Yeah,
So,
I like to do some cross training with the Navy. Get to see what they're like. Get chill on their boat. See what we do. And
he showed me some. He's an officer, PR
wow.
officer. So he takes a lot of pictures.
Wow.
And he was out on like Victoria and the boats and shit, and they're pretty fucking cool, man. Like,
that is cool.
I couldn't do that though. I couldn't just be like a military dude on a boat.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified. I'd be like, oh fuck, like what am I gonna drown?
It's respect to those guys because
Yeah.
while that boat's while you're sleeping, that boat's still moving.
Yeah.
You wake up. Where are we? We're in like the Philippines. What? Like like it's.
Yeah, they do some crazy shit too. Like I heard him talk about some crazy deployment shit that the Navy does just down in like South America and shit like that. Oh
They do a lot of drug interdiction.
Yes.
They put their so I forget their boarding party. Their boarding party guys. They go in. They tell the ship to stop. They board it. Take off dope or take off captives. They got their own. I know a Navy guy. He just went up north and he got a medal for being a drug interdiction guy. He sees a lot, which is on the open ocean, dude. There's pirates and stuff out there.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
It's no rules.
And there's no rules. There's no international. Like I don't know too much about it. Shouts out to those Navy guys.
Oh,
man. Like respect. Wow.
Well, that's it, like you hear those pirates, like these little dinghies, coming up and taking over full ships.
Full ships, man.
What?
Yeah, they got RP. They hit the ship, and now you got these guys like they're going in. They know where he's at. We're coming on our little Zodiac coming in. You better not. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. It's intense.
Hook up.
Totally different.
Coming up, everybody down. Like, man, those guys are big.
Yeah.
What's on the ship? You don't know. You guys are in tight quarters with your small weapons going through everything.
That's fucked
Fucking nuts. Yeah, I heard it.
I don't even like being in elevators with stinky people.
Now you're going to the bottom of the ship. Who knows what's in there? Who knows what's in there? What's in this little ship from Sri Lanka? Who? And on top of that, there was tuberculosis in this ship.
Oh my
There's
gosh,
all
yeah.
kinds of there's all kinds of stuff in the ship like you don't know. It's
That's fucking crazy.
you're right. Like
And you're on a ship.
you're on
in
a
the
ship.
ocean.
Okay, these guys are all sick. You know what I mean? They got scabies. Get them all up. Here you are. This is the stuff that they got to deal with. Interesting. Hey, shouts out to the Navy.
The
Yeah,
Navy
big
dudes.
time. People are capable of crazy fucking things.
Desperation.
Yeah, when you put your
man.
mind to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Oh, sorry, I was thinking on the other side, like when you're desperate, you're willing to do.
well, that
But
too.
that too. But like
that's
just
a good point.
I don't know. I think people need to test themselves more.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that.
Maybe not like that.
The army
for a run.
That like you're. Whew, how deep is the sea? Deep, dude.
Yeah.
Like deep. Like here you are going in there. Hopefully, you got somebody's watching you from the ship. You're going in. I don't know where you're gonna.
Yeah, that's like probably your heart probably just.
And there's money involved because there's dope and
there's
it's not.
tons.
You're not talking like a half bag of whatever. You're talking like
Kilos.
and you caught him with his pants. You've been tracking him. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, he's bailing it out. He's bailing it out. No. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's nuts.
Jeez.
The only thing that gives me the bigger willies than being on a ship in the Navy is like being on a sub.
Oh man.
Like being in a pop can. Just
man.
I couldn't do it.
No, not for
Exactly. Those
Fucking shout outs to the sub people.
yeah, they're all so cool. So cool.
They
so
are.
stealthy.
They're super cool. But
Yeah.
Well, does Canada have like one submarine?
That's still in repair. I'm not.
it's just like been in
Yeah,
repair for 20 years.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we're now dealing with people kind, so we can't quite.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Fuck.
Yeah, boys.
Mind blown, let me tell you.
Just makes my life seem so just like. I'm gonna go take some pictures of this flower.
Well, but now like you almost kind of have that perspective of you can go take pictures of those flowers.
Yeah,
because there's
because-
gentlemen right here.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and stuff like that. And there's guys before us who fought with less and
yeah.
harder. Like you're going to World War II and you're gonna come back 4 years. What? That's it. There you go. You know.
Actually, here's something. Did you serve with a couple of veterans from previous wars? Like, what's the furthest back we can go? Like,
So some of these
Operation
guys,
Sandstorm and stuff like that.
some of these guys were from. They did the Bosnia tour. They already been to Afghanistan already. So that you're teamed up with some guys who already kind of been there. So you kind of feel good. He's like, don't worry about overseas. It's all this, and then you do this, and then you do this. And it's a small army, right? So guys and then like I said, it's a small army. So when people take casualties, it really hits home.
Oh yeah.
My goodness.
Wow. All right. Well, you've done some incredible things, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yes, yeah,
And we appreciate it.
Frank.
That's why we're out here, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking the time to come in. So we can
anytime.
ask you these
Yeah, and
questions.
also, thanks for coming by. It's good to
Anytime.
finally
Real
fucking
fresh.
get you
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, boys.
All right. Any closing words, fellas?
Whew, my goodness. It's likely that you got ready to.
I'm just not cut out to be in the military. I could not fucking do it. I thought about it for a long time, like growing up. Because it's cool.
Don't
it is
all
fun.
young boys think
Yeah,
about it?
probably. Like, it's
every,
cool, right?
Every young
Like-
kid's running around playing,
Yeah.
cops and robbers playing guns.
Yeah.
And then that's what allures all us young men to go do it. Because then you're playing it with guns with your
Yeah,
buddies, and
right.
you're
Sure.
like, "Hey, we got him!" And then there you go. Then it escalates to.
Like I couldn't do the like at a young age I couldn't do it. Maybe I could do like now. I could start now because I'm harder and like not harder but like saltier, bitter. But like back when I was like your age when you would have started,
Yeah. It was,
right? I would have been like, oh my god.
Yeah, I want to
Oh,
party.
fuck.
But then again, guys, it sets up.
No, I would've
up
cried,
young
bro.
guys.
I would not party. I would be like,
Be
don't call
closer,
me
come
that.
back.
Yeah.
It sets up guys. They use it as stepping stone. A lot of the guys who've been in, they're cops. Look at my brother, jail guard. It sets up a good stepping stone for
Oh, yeah,
for
no
that.
doubt.
And
I mean,
Yeah.
looking back, I kind of wish it would have probably helped me with my discipline in my normal life. That's the biggest thing that I think about. Is like, oh man, that shit would have gave me discipline.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be lazy. A lazy fuck. Probably still be running and stuff, but
Yeah.
no, it's just mind blowing, man. Like I know you shared some stories with me before,
yeah.
but like just hearing all that and just how it affected your life, it's crazy. Yeah, it's like part of you.
Yeah.
It's like-
well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me on here. Let me talk about it a little bit. You know what I mean? Try
Thank
to
you.
anytime, man. Anytime you guys want to talk, we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get you back. I have
Yeah.
maybe whatever at some point. But anyway, I know you got to get on your way
Yeah.
now, so we're gonna send you off. And thanks for being here with us, buddy.
Thank you
Anytime.
very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.